Hi there, welcome to the Wolf College of Coffee weekly vlog. My name is Boyce. I'm a coffee farmer from Kenya and I'm the farmer in residence at Wolf Coffee Roasters in Brisbane this week. I've spent the week with Peter and Penny Wolf and a lot of subjects have come up. One of them primarily has been about climate change and what we as a farmer face, and whether or not, I guess at the first instance, is whether we agree climate change is happening or not. The debate can rage about climate change, but really I can only talk from the experience that we face at the coalface of coffee farming in East Africa. And what I can say is that we're seeing a greater change in the variability of our weather patterns, particularly with rainfall, and alongside that with temperature patterns. Having to deal with that certainly is a challenge, and it's an impact that will face the coffee industry for many years to come. How will the coffee industry handle it, and what steps are farmers, the partners involved in the coffee chain, doing and thinking about to, for my context, Kenya's coffee maintains its standards and continues to reach all four corners of the world. I think one of the major concerns we have will be availability of water, and therefore storage of water for estates, maybe a greater involvement in means of preservation of rainfall when it does happen, and then also a greater focus on management of the soil. We need to look at better techniques of monitoring soil health, and perhaps even looking at means of inoculating soils with various, we call them entomopathogenic organisms, whether that's from fungus or from nematodes, to ensure the health of the plants. And by increasing the health of the plants, we can also ensure a better and more economic uptake of nutrients and a better root structure effectively to utilize what moisture there is in the soil, particularly if moisture is going to reduce in time. So as a farmer, these are concerns that we have, and certainly at that level it will also mean that measuring rainfall, understanding the consumption of the coffee plant over periods of time and how that relates to temperature will become ever more important. There are other areas in horticulture where the temperature over a growing period are measured, and they would refer to those, for example, as day degrees. And I think the science of coffee growing is only just going to increase and become more focused over time. So at a growing level, these are concerns. And then obviously at the next step within our role as a farmer with the production of coffee is in processing. And as I've already alluded to, water is a concern. So perhaps what we will see in East Africa is a deeper examination of the processes we use to produce coffee. So what could that mean? Well, East African coffee traditionally is produced using the wet process. It means we use a lot of water in the removal of the skin from the bean, and the fermentation process that we use, washing away the mucilage after the fermentation, and then skin drying in the sun. Obviously we're very fortunate living on the equator that the sun provides us with the energy we need to achieve the drying, which other areas of the world face more challenges with. However, with reduced access or availability of water, then perhaps the wet process will come under greater scrutiny in terms of its environmental impact. So this will mean, in terms of innovation, perhaps a change in the technologies we use to process coffee. There are machines out there that don't use water, but how will this impact on the taste of the coffee? And these will be experiments and tests that farmers who are certainly concerned about this horizon that we face will be having to look at and experiment with to ensure that they maintain their quality. Of course, we hope and we'll always strive to improve quality, but when you're going to change your processing method, there is a very big concern when you've already established a profile that people have known and got to know you for, that this could have an impact on your market. So this will be a slow change, but I think it will be a very real change in terms of process. Of course, the introduction of perhaps a greater use of natural processing, which effectively is drying selected cherries of coffee on raised beds rather than any processing or removal of the skin at all, might be something that will become more popular. The challenges there, of course, are the attention to detail and the understanding of what's required to make this effective. The barriers to achieving this will be perhaps at the market level a better reception towards a wider range of processing methods. I think that areas like Central America, South America are more receptive to the wider ranges of processing. And I believe that East Africa can do a lot more to acknowledge and promote the variable processing methods, which would help from an environmental level, and B, will help at a differentiation level of a product for an individual farmer. So that's my quick take on this particular vlog in terms of our approaches and concerns about climate change. Thanks for watching. Of course, this is a massive subject that we could approach, but in the short time we've got today, I hope that that's just given a small insight from our perspective of what we face. Thank you.